All right,
Rob has
I will go.
a bullet
I
in
will
his
go.
head, so he might be a little delayed. But go ahead, Rob.
He might be a little delayed.
Someone took the brain out, so it's going to be slow, eh? So gather round, kiddies, and I want to tell you about a Canadian urban legend, the Tunnel Monster of Cabbagetown. So in early 19th century Toronto, there were many rivers, streams, and creeks branching across the land like sinews, expanding over the landscape. Vast forest trees towered over the growing city rather than the skyscrapers that loom over Toronto as we know it today. And down in the riverbeds of these wilds lived a race of ancient spirits known as the Memegwesi. Now, Memegwesi are small riverbank dwelling water spirits. They're generally benign creatures, but sometimes blow canoes astray or they steal things when they're not shown the proper respect. In some Anishinaabe traditions, Memegwesi can only be seen by children and medicine people, while in others, they can appear to anyone and may help humans to give them tobacco or humans who give them tobacco and other gifts. Most often, Memegwesi are described as being child-sized with hairy, with large heads, and a strange voice that sounds like the whine of a dragonfly. The waterways of the growing city of Toronto were theirs. You can pull up the map, Neil. So you can see the existing waterways that were there previously, and that's where the Memegwesi lived. Now, these waterways were an issue for city planners and builders. The solution that was decided upon was that as the city expanded, the rivers and streams were built over and became a network of underground waterways buried beneath the city and merging with the sewer system. As early city builders found, it's actually quite difficult to completely erase a river, and many of the waterways that once penetrated downtown Toronto still exist, but they've been rerouted into underground culverts or underground waterways, secrets hidden away from the public view. The tunnel, please, Neo. Now, remember, the Anishinaabe tribes spoke of man-like hairy creatures that thrived in these rivers before they were hidden away. Flash forward to the 20th century, a time when most Torontonians have forgotten about the existence of these vast tunnel networks. That is to say, until one summer's day in 1978, in an area of the city known as Cabbagetown. Cabbagetown is located in central Toronto. A man named Ernest stumbled upon a secret entrance to the tunnels while searching for a lost kitten. He was certain that he had heard distress mewling down the alley beside his Parliament Street apartment the night before. So he decided to army crawl into the culvert about 10 feet, flashlight in hand. The tunnel gradually widened its black depths like an abyss. Something skidded ahead, and he steadied the flashlight, hoping to see his kitten. Was no cat caught in the beam. Picture, please, Neo. So a pair of slanted red eyes bulged at him above the gaping, large-toothed mouth of a hairy, gray, bipedal creature about 3 feet long. Go away! Go away! It screeched. Then it ran off into a side tunnel. Terrified, Ernest shimmied back out of the tunnel and waited a full year before admitting to the Toronto Sun newspaper what he'd seen. However, when they went in search of the tunnel's entrance, they found that it had collapsed upon itself, and no one has ever admitted to such a sighting again. So I ask you, my friends, did the Memegwesi deliberately destroy the tunnel entrance to protect themselves? Do you believe that the tunnel monster of Cabbagetown is a mythical Memegwesi? Or something else altogether?
Ooh, that was a good one.
I have a question.
Memegwesi.
So, are Cabbage Patch Kids from Cabbagetown?
I did come across that.
I had like.
I thought they were from Georgia. Weren't they?
I think they are. I think you're right, actually, from Georgia.
They are.
But is it? I mean, you know, Xavier Roberts was their daddy, if you will, but was he from
Xavier Roberts. Xavier Roberts birthed a lot of babies.
Yeah.
So that was a real news article?
This is an urban legend that I discovered because I don't really have so many scary stories. So I thought, okay, well, let's dig into urban legends. I was finding so many American ones, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Canada has a rich
Yeah.
cultural history. There's got to be a story. And I discovered this one about
Exactly.
Toronto, and I had never heard it before. So
Yeah.
it's kind of neat. And I learned a little bit about Anishinaabe mythology.
Very cool.
All right. Well,
Thank you for
Ian,
sharing.
Thanks, Robbie.
I think the actual figure kind of looks like a cat, Godzilla versus Bigfoot.
It looks like a
Like,
chimp.
it's
Yeah.
it's like morphed into all of these things. But he needs some work on his bottom teeth, his bottom row.
Yeah, badly.
He said he needs some work.
He's got some golem shit happening with his teeth there.